Okay, what a day for a daydreaming boy. So I just wanted to make a quick video on Quinn Hughes. He's the older brother of Jack and Luke Hughes. Jack, of course, the first overall pick for New Jersey a few years ago, made the All-Star team for the first time this past season. Luke, the youngest, got drafted fourth by New Jersey, so it's cool that Luke and Jack can play together. Quinn is the eldest, plays for the Vancouver Canucks, also a defenseman. Had him on my fantasy team this past year. Really great fantasy option, but as I'll get into this a little later, maybe not the best, but not necessarily for all the right reasons, if you will. But I'll get to that in a second. So he was drafted 7th overall in the 2018 NHL entry draft. That's Quinn Hughes. So at age 19, he starts his NHL career, only plays 5 games, has 3 assists, obviously a small sample size. 2019-2020, age of 20, plays 68 games, 8 goals, 45 assists for 53 points, 46 blocks, as well as 7 hits, 126 shots. He finished second place in the Calder Cup voting to Cale Makar. So if you're going to finish second to somebody, that's a heck of a guy to finish second to, and does make the All-Star team as a rookie. So that's a pretty incredible feat. Averages ice time 21 minutes and 53 seconds. So obviously he's playing quite a bit already in his rookie season. The 2021 season, age 21, 56 games, 3 goals, 38 assists for 41 points, has 98 shots, 43 blocks and 18 hits. And then this past season, age 22, plays 76 games. This is obviously a full season as opposed to the previous 2, which were shortened. So he has 8 goals, 60 assists for 68 points. Obviously a really, really good season. 68 points in 76 games played, 60 assists, 56 blocks, 19 hits. Does miss out on the All-Star game, but does finish 13th in the Norris Trophy voting. And he was top 15 2 years ago when he made his first All-Star team. So obviously those are really good stats. Obviously 68 points in 76 games. Previous season he's got 41 and 56. Before that 53 and 68. Obviously he makes the All-Star team. What's interesting about him, and I'll also mention that he does play 25 minutes and 15 seconds on average in the 76 games he plays last season. And I did have him on my fantasy team. He was a really good fantasy option. And he's an interesting case because this is a great example of a guy where, in terms of fantasy value, stats really don't tell you the whole story, because obviously he's an excellent defenseman. I would argue a top 15 defenseman in the league. But unfortunately, in terms of fantasy value, he does fall a little shorter than what you would expect, only because he doesn't score a lot of goals and he doesn't have a lot of blocks. So in ESPN leagues where blocks are a half a point each, goals are 2 points, he can fall a little short, and I shouldn't even say him personally, but just guys that don't score a lot of goals and don't have a lot of blocks but have a lot of assists can fall a little short, only because goals are valued twice as much as assists are. And since blocks are a half a point each, you can find guys that have 150 blocks and they can become so much more valuable even if they don't score a lot, because blocks are such highly valued. I mean, they're half a point, whereas an assist is a point. So Quinn Hughes was averaging maybe 1.8, 1.9, whereas a guy that, again, has 150, 200 blocks per se, that's not going to get near the assists that Quinn Hughes is going to have, are actually slightly more valuable, where they might average 2.2, 2.3 a game. Noah Dobson comes to mind. There are others as well that you can find that aren't rostered in a ton of leagues, so you can definitely pick them up off the waiver wire like I did with Noah Dobson. But they're going to block a lot more shots, so they're going to be more valuable from that standpoint than a Quinn Hughes is, even though, I mean, 60 assists is excellent. Um, but tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me what you think of Quinn Hughes. I think he's an excellent defenseman in the league. I do think he's a top 15 defenseman. But obviously, you know, you can argue maybe top 20, top 25. That's not really important. What's important is he's a really, really good young defenseman who you know, seems to me that's got, you know, a bright future ahead of him. He's only 22 years old. So it'll be fun to watch his career. It'll also be fun to watch all the brothers play, Jack and Luke, see where their careers go, and see if they can play in an all-star game, the three of them together. That'd be fun to see. And also, hey, you never know. Maybe they meet in the Stanley Cup Finals one day, and all three brothers can play against each other. That would be cool too. So just want to make a quick video on Quinn Hughes. Hope you liked the video. Thanks for checking out the channel, and we'll see you again soon.